guys, it's Erica, and today I thought I would film my November wrap-up, and I cannot even believe I'm saying this, my December TBR. Next time I do one of these videos, that means it's going to be the end of 2015. That's mind-boggling. I can't even believe this year's over. I didn't get a ton of reading done this month. I felt rather slumpy for a lot of November. I read 4.5 books, which isn't awful, but not as great as I wanted to do, but I mean, it's said and done now, so let's just move forward. The first thing that I read this month was Never Never Part 1 by Colleen Hoover and Taryn Fisher. This is the first part in a 3-part novella series, I guess, but I guess it's like one big book that they're just splitting up into 3 parts for, I don't know, dumb reasons. I want to give you guys like a huge synopsis really, because I kind of went into this blind, and I think that's the best way to go into this book. It's very short. You can read it in one sitting, because I basically did. It tells the story of Charlie and Silas, who have known each other their entire lives, and one day they are at school and something happens, and just go on the ride with them. It was really, really enjoyable. I was a little hesitant in picking this up because last year I read Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover, and I despised that book. I absolutely hated it so much. I didn't like her writing at all, so I was really nervous in picking this up because I thought that it would just be kind of more of the same. But people said that this was really different than anything she's written, and as far as I know about Colleen Hoover's books, I agree. It's very heavy in the mystery, and I ended up really, really enjoying it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and I really wanted to pick up the second part right away, but I held off because the 3rd and final part is coming out in January, I believe, and so I'll just finish the series then. The next book that I read this month was the fan favorite on my poll on Goodreads that I made for my November TBR, and it was The Winter's Curse by Marie Rutkowski. This is a young adult fantasy novel about a girl named Kestrel who lives in a very powerful military state that has just conquered another state near it, and all the citizens of that land that they conquered are now slaves. One day Kestrel is in her town's market and she buys one of the slaves, and a lot of things start happening because of this action. It's so amazing. I loved Kestrel, the main character, so much. She was written so well, where she had so many layers to her personality, where she was vulnerable but strong. She always tried to do the right thing by the people that she cared about and to do right by her. And the writing in general was amazing. There were so many passages that I highlighted in my Kindle edition. The romance was also really good, but it was so not what I was expecting. You read the book, you kind of understand, you probably get what I'm trying to say, but it just takes this turn that I really wasn't expecting, and I loved it so much. This is definitely a top contender for the young adult fantasy I read in this year, I would say. I gave The Winter's Curse 5 out of 5 stars, and I will definitely be picking up The Winter's Crime very soon, and I think the last one is coming out in the spring of 2016, so yeah, I can't wait. I wish this was like a 7-book series, but it's only a trilogy. The next book that I read this month was The Titan's Curse by Rick Riordan. This is the 3rd book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, and this was my favorite by far. I had so much fun reading this. Not to say that I didn't have fun reading the previous 2, but there is just something distancing me from those that I couldn't really understand. I think it's because I wasn't fully connected to the characters yet. I wasn't invested, and this book made me invested. I finally clicked with it. I can't really tell you what happens because it's the 3rd in the book, but I really, really enjoyed the plot with this one. We got a lot of new characters in this who I really liked, and not gonna lie, a couple parts of this brought a little tear to my eye. Bianca, I'm a little weary on because she made a very important decision very fast at the very beginning of this book, and I was like, whoa, Bianca, think about it. Think about what you're doing. But, you know, I respect her. I respect what she did. I really enjoyed Artemis and her hunters in this book. That they were a really, really fun bunch. And I really missed Annabeth in this book. I wish we had more of her. I believe she's present in the next 2. And I'm really excited to see what happens with her and Percy. I ended up giving this 4.25 stars, which I know is kind of a weird rating, but here's my reason. It's a stupid reason. You guys are like, really? That's why you're giving it 4.25 stars? Listen, there was like a part, like 1/3 of the way through this book, where I felt like all of a sudden we derailed from the plot, like the main plot, and we were just like going through the motions of something that didn't really matter. in terms of everything that has happened in the series, and I was just frustrated. I was like, let's get back to the point here. So that was the only criticism I have. But yeah, I still really, really enjoyed it. Definitely my favorite of the series so far, and yes. The next book I read in preparation for winter, and I bet you guys can guess it, in Its Fairest by Marissa Meyer. This is a novel? Is this a novella? It's like 200 something pages. It's like just like a short book, right? It's a book. This is a book about Queen Lavanna in her life before we see her in Cinder. I was excited to read about this because I love learning about villains and their like backstories, because usually I end up sympathizing with them and feeling bad for them. This was not the case with this book. Lavanna is just an awful person. I think a lot of times with villains, they are people that believe they're doing something completely right by the people, for humanity, for whatever they're trying to accomplish, and they just get derailed along the way, or their mind just kind of gets tricked by different things, and they end up seeing things skewed or not right, or they get power hungry. Lavanna was just doing things for her own self-interest, and because she was insecure and she was lashing out. She didn't do things for the good of the moon or whatever. I didn't like her at all. This was really enjoyable, though, I will say. I really enjoyed seeing, like, life on Luna and how their whole, like, political and government system worked. It was really interesting. It kind of reminded me of some plot lines or things that I kind of forgot about or was a little hazy on, and I ended up giving this 4 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read, I didn't even, like, intend to read this month, but it was White Hot Kiss by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is her new adult paranormal series about gargoyles and demons. It's so interesting. This follows a girl named Layla who just turned 17, and she is part gargoyle, part demon, but those two species are at war and have been for centuries. Layla meets a upper-level demon named Roth, and together they discover that the world is not the way it seems, or that she has been told it is. It is very addicting. In Jennifer L. Armentrout style, this book is ridiculous. Her books have always reminded me of Twilight, but never so much as this book did. Like, literally at one point, Layla goes, "There were 3 things I was certain about," and she lists those, and I literally was like, wait, is this Twilight? Am I reading Twilight? It's really, really good, though. If you're looking, again, for a really fun, fast-paced read with cute boys, pick this one up. I really enjoyed it. I ended up giving White Hot Kiss 4.5 stars, and this last 2 books are now out, so I will definitely read those sometime soon, maybe in 2016, but yeah, this was some really, really fun paranormal romance. Those were all the books that I actually finished in November. I have been reading off and on for like 2 weeks now, All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I really wanted to finish this month, but it just didn't happen. Let me just say, this is by far one of the most beautiful books I have ever read in my entire life, and I'm not even like halfway through. I'm almost halfway through. Top priority right now is to finish this book, and I hopefully will do that within this week. My second priority in December is to reread Harry Potter, because announcement time, I am participating in #Harry Christmas to You. Harry Xmas to You, however you want to say it. This was created by Maureen over at Maureen Keevy, who is an awesome booktuber. I love her. And basically it is a read-along, watch-along of Harry Potter. I wanted to participate last year, but I didn't. And this year, I am doing it because for the last, 2 months, I've had this yearning to reread Harry Potter. And now it's just the perfect time to do it because I can do it with all of these booktube peeps, and it's gonna be awesome. I'll link her channel in the information video down below if you guys want more information on what Harry Xmas to You is. And this year they're adding this whole trivia and house tournament kind of thing. It's awesome. I am going to try my darndest to finish that series. I realistically don't think it's gonna happen. I think I might get 4 books done. We'll see what happens. I am gonna try to do all 7 books though, and please let me know in the comments if you guys are participating because I am so excited for it to start. The next 2 books in this TBR should not be a surprise because they are the 4th and 5th books in the Percy Jackson series. I can't wait to finish this so much. I think my plan is to read one of these between each Harry Potter book, kind of break it up that way, and I know I'm gonna fly through these because, first of all, these books are not long at all, and they're gonna be so action-packed and so fun, and I just want to know what happens so badly. So yeah, That's my plan right now for this series. And then I can finish the series before the year is over and feel so proud of myself. So proud. And the next book I want to read. This is the most overambitious TBR I've ever done in my entire life, but listen. I want to read Winter by Marissa Meyer. Obviously, it's the last book in like one of my favorite series ever, and it's so long though. It's over 800 pages. I don't know if I'm going to finish it. I am going to make a serious dent in it though, but I kind of want to take my time with it, really enjoy everything that's happening. It's the last book, and I'm going to be so sad to say goodbye to that series, so I am planning on starting Winter. I don't know if I'll finish it, but I'm going to try my darndest. Believe it or not, there's one last book in this TBR. This is kind of like if I get to a book, but it's a book I really want to read lately because I'm in the mood for some like gothic historical fiction with like maybe like some like magic or fantasy twists. But it is The Madman's Daughter by Megan Shepherd, I believe is the author. This is like a retelling of some like H.G. Wells novel that I've never read. But I've heard that these are really, really dark in tone and atmosphere, and I want to read it. So I'm gonna try to read it this month if I finish all of these books. You know what? If I do well in the HP reread, then I'll let myself read this, like maybe after like the 4th book or something. But this is kind of like my extra book. And yes, that is all I have planned for December. Let me know if you guys are participating in a Harry Xmas to you in the comments below, and what books you're planning to read this month, and if you've liked any of the books that I'm planning to read. Thank you guys so much for watching. Follow us on our social medias down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!